Hey there viewers, thank you for tuning into Supermariodiagnostics once again. Today this video will be a little different. It's been a bit slammed. It's an already diagnosed vehicle. It's an 05 Acura RSX with a 2.0 liter. The concern was a loss of power in the highway to an eventual death. Well, not death, but a stall. And it came in on a tow truck and it was a crank no start. And yes, you did read the title correct, how relative compression test can fool you. Well, the relative compression test is accurate. It's not that test that's fooling you, it's what you do with that information that can fool you. And assumptions can really play a part in this. But story goes, brought it in. Before I brought it in, I went out there and tried to crank it, and it would not start, and the compression strokes sounded very uneven, very erratic. And sometimes it would sound good, and sometimes it would sound very erratic. It was nuts. And automatically I'm thinking maybe, a phaser issue or something. Just possibilities at that point. Brought it in, pushed it in, and did a relative compression test. And here it is. This is cylinder 2 in cylinder. And this is a RC test. Now, this is a single bank engine. Those are pretty crazy compression strokes if you ask me. And the point of the video is not to scare you from doing relative compression tests. You should do relative compression tests when you hear something off on compression strokes while you're trying to crank, or for any dead misfires or things like that, or any misfires really. Just rule out mechanical first, right? But the point I'm trying to make is a relative compression test is not an engine mechanical test. It's just that. It's the delta compression between each cylinder. The only way you'll know what compression it is finding out the compression for one and doing some math and calculating the rest of them. If you want to do it that way, you can do it. Scanner Danner made that pretty obvious. Anyway, point of the video is that this car has no mechanical fault. This car, if those of you who have seen my Ford Taurus video will know where I'm going with this. I had a uneven compression stroke cadence, and I was gonna go do my RC test before it became a no crank. So there went my RC test. But what did it end up being? It wasn't engine mechanical. I'm not going to tell you what it is because you're going to have to go watch the video if you want to. But in our case today, it is still not engine mechanical. And those of you who assume that just because an RC test failed is a mechanical fault will go down a goose chase, a rabbit hole, and you're going to be hurting, to be honest with you. Now, my coworker, he's an old school tech, but he knows what he's doing. He says, "Hey man, you know what? Just stick some alternate fuel in there. Let's see if it starts, just to rule out fuel." I said, "Okay, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt." And we did just that, and the car started right up and ran fine with alternate fuel. And at certain times, it would run on its own. Other times, you would have to fuel it to keep it going. So we have a very erratic behavior. Where do you think I'm going with this? Some of you already know. But those of you who are just starting out with scopes, just starting out with diagnosing, if I could save you the trouble of going down the wrong path, I would. I definitely would. And in this case, every time, this is what I do in every single RC test that fails, no matter what. I smell the dipstick. So I smelled this dipstick, and guess what? It smelled like fuel, but not that strong. It didn't smell that strong, to be honest with you. It was very subtle. Nonetheless, the starting with the fuel was a huge red flag. I wanted to check fuel pressure, and when I did, I let go of the line, and I saw something I didn't like. And I had a sample here for you, but it's gone. I'm gonna have to get another sample And you know what? I guess we'll just make it a live sample gather. I'm gonna grab a styrofoam cup, even though you know fuel will eat through it, but nonetheless, I want you guys to see this. I'm gonna grab a fuel sample of this car. And I gotta dump it quick because the styrofoam will die. What do you see there? See a bit of green? I've had a car come empty. The customer had it empty, filled it up completely with diesel, and it was pure green. Now this is a mixture between gasoline and diesel, regular gasoline and diesel. So it's not a clearish yellow like it should be. It is definitely green, and that explains why sometimes it would run good, sometimes it would run bad. Diesel will not ignite. Diesel will wash down your cylinder. A wash down cylinder kills compression. Multiple compression losses across all cylinders. This is what you get. So thank you all for taking the time to watch this. If you have any insight that you would like to share, please feel free to comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me know, did I miss anything? Can you share your experiences? Did this happen to you? Did you get burned? I would hate to see anybody get burned by this, to be honest with you, but share your experiences, share your thoughts, and thanks again for watching. Thanks for taking the time. Until next time.